Olivia, you're going to get married to a man, and yet you're still going to be poor? And you thought it was a good idea to become the wife of some farmer, huh? You wasted all that time in college just to graduate from there and become part of a farming family? Mom and Dad must be so heartbroken after wasting all their time and energy on you. And I feel the same way because I expected so much better from you than to find a farmer as the man you want to marry.
Vicky, you must have heard about this from Mom then. I was thinking about telling you about this myself, but I guess I'm too late. Well, like she told you, I'm getting married. You are right that my man is a farmer, but I'm not sure why you're talking so poorly about him because of it. He happens to have everything I'd want in a man, and there's nothing about him that makes me feel as though my education or anything is being wasted.
I'm aware that you guys aren't married quite yet though, right? Well then, you still have time. There is nothing wrong with going up to him right now and saying you're leaving him. I'd go and do that right now before you get yourself dug in too deep. But really, this has all made me laugh so much. You could have done better than him, ending up with a powerful man like my husband. So go ahead and say whatever you want about what I've said, but you will never be on the level that I am with my husband if you stay with that dirty farmer. If you really want me to treat you with some dignity, then find yourself a proper man to be your husband. I always thought you'd be able to find a proper man too, but dang, you're actually with a farmer now. I hope you make the right decision and leave him now before it's too late. I can even introduce you to some of the men my husband works with if you'd like.
You've known that for the longest time now, I've loved plants, and I love growing them and caring for them. And being with a man who's a real farmer has made me very happy. He happens to be just like me, finding fun in growing plants himself and making sure they all turn out okay. And he happens to grow a lot for himself too, so we'll always have some fresh foods on the table. I'm sure to you this might not be the kind of life you'd want to live, and he might not have the money you'd want from a husband, but he is rich in both character and in what the both of us love doing.
What? What world do you think you were born in, you loser? This is the 21st century, and we don't need farmers anymore growing food to feed us. You can just go to the store and buy whatever you want there all the time. I get that growing up in our family wasn't that well off, but come on. You can do so much better than settling with a dirty farmer. And having fresh food that you've grown yourself is no excuse for choosing him. I can't believe you just said that to me. My stomach is starting to hurt now from laughing so much. Listen, if you really like plants that much and want a man who shares that same interest, just marry a businessman who has the same interest as you.
Huh?
At least someone with money and the same hobby as you would be able to get you all those exotic tropical plants and things that we can't grow here, right? All that poor farmer will have in store for you is the crops he grows and nothing more.
Unless you really love staring at things like corn growing all your life. I think you should take some of that stuff back. I think I'd rather have someone whose job revolves around the plants I love, more than someone who can just afford all the fancy kinds. And you do realize that there are plenty of reasons to think about having your own food sources outside of just going to the store all the time. Remember that the world is changing rapidly now. The climates, the soil, the air. Some of the things you take for granted might someday not be on shelves anymore at your stores. So the best thing to do is grow them yourself, on land that you can control. Also, how do you think that all produce and such gets to those stores in the first place? It's because of farmers like my fiancé. So please, don't talk trash about us just because his profession is something other than working in an office building. I find the work he does very amazing and do not want to hear ignorant comments like that about him from someone as stupid as you.
What is that? You think that this world is going to just stop supplying my favorite stores with the food I like? I think you've overthought all that a little too much, and now you just sound like a doofus.
If you're going to say things like that about us, then when the time comes that you want some of his produce, I'm not giving you any.
Hey, come on now. Is your head full of hot air or something now? Maybe climate change has gotten to you already and turned your head into a greenhouse. Do you think this world will ever come to a time where there won't be produce on the shelves for me? When will that be? You are such an idiot, Olivia. Who taught you all that bullcrap?
I'm being serious right now.
Then I guess I'll have to answer you seriously. If something does ever happen to cause food to become more rare, then you poor people would be the first ones to go. Having money like my husband does mean we can buy anything we need. So we're not worried about this future you keep thinking of. In this day and age, those with the most money are the ones that will always make it out on top.
Money this, money that. All money is in the end is paper. I'm sure when the day comes that you really are in need of something that money cannot buy, you'll learn what I mean by that.
Jesus. I guess at this point, no matter what I say to you, your thick skull will just bounce it off. You farmers are spending all your time under the hot sun, sweating your butts off. You must be pretty smelly out there, huh? I could never do something as disgusting as farming. No freaking way.
You're not even working in the first place, Vicky.
What are you saying? Doing chores and taking care of my husband is a job, right? And in my line of work, I'm able to crack open a bottle of wine during lunch. And while getting all my work done in the afternoon, I can have jazz music playing while relaxing in an air-conditioned room. But this is the kind of work only us housewives are entitled to. So I'm sure you never understand how hard it is.
Vicky, all of that is a form of work, being a housewife and doing chores. But I'm doing things like that as well while working. And I'm sure right now things are simple and relaxed for you, only because there are no kids at home yet.
What? Are you trying to make it seem as though your job is better than mine? Well, I'm sure you're just jealous that you don't get to live a life as a housewife like I do. Well, if you ever decided to get a proper businessman husband, then you could enjoy this kind of job as well. But I'm starting to think that'll never happen, because you thought it was a good idea to choose a farmer right off the bat like that. So I don't think you have it in you to find any better men than him.
This isn't even about that, Vicky. I really enjoy being a farmer now, and I love my husband. I really want you to understand that I'm not jealous of the life you live.
Yeah, sure. To be honest though, I really don't care about you and your feelings. By the way, are you having a wedding then? I'm sure that a wedding held by a couple of farmers is going to be the most sad event in the world when it happens.
I really think you have something confused about farmers. I would like it if you stopped thinking of all farmers as being these poor, moneyless people like you've come to say. I feel like the life I'll be having with my man really soon is going to be full of freedom, both financially and spiritually.
Yeah. You can take all that bullcrap elsewhere, all right? I have to get going here soon to a tea party for the housewives. So I'll be going now.
Like always, you only come around me to talk trash and then leave. If you're looking for ways to waste time, then maybe try getting a hobby, please.
Olivia, I just got a call from the police. Is everything all right? What happened to you?
About that. There appears to have been a fire near our house, and so a message was sent out by the police. And right now the fire department is trying to figure things out.
Thank goodness you're all right then. You weren't answering your phone there for a second, so I started to get a little worried.
I'm sorry, I was just busy working on some things, but I am totally fine right now.
Our wedding is coming up here soon. Why at this time would there be something like that going on?
Well, this is fine, right? This fire didn't take place on the day of the wedding, and as far as I'm aware, neither of us suffered anything from this.
I'm so glad you're being really positive about all of this. Well, anyway, there's something else that's been on my mind. Is your sister and her husband coming to our wedding? I know you said before that she wouldn't be setting any time aside for us. Does she hate the both of us that much?
I believe she only hates me, Austin, so you don't have to worry about anything. And when I last talked to her, she said she might come and show her face for 1 second. But remember, she's not my parents or anything, so it's not that important that you ever meet her. So go ahead and relax about her, and just focus on me and the wedding.
I see. You told me before that she doesn't think very much of us farmers, right? That sort of made me feel bad about a lot of things hearing something like that. Are you really sure you want to be married to a farmer?
Of course I am, Austin. I love you, and I love the fact that this is what you and your family do. It makes me so happy seeing you go out into the fields to work all the time. I never even saw myself marrying a farmer one day, but I'm so thankful I chose you.
I see. Well, that's nice to hear.
And as for our wedding, I'm sure it's going to be so amazing. I'm a little nervous about it, but even more excited to have it.
We're gonna have a pretty huge wedding, right? I'm even gonna have some of my customers coming to view it. But remember that even though they are my customers, you don't have to feel pressured in any way by them. I want you to stay relaxed and just enjoy our wedding.
All right. Thank you for letting me know that.
Also, from what I remember you telling me, your sister's husband works for a food company? I wonder if he'll know any of the people at our wedding.
Right. He might know a few of them. And from what else I've heard, he's a very hardworking man. That's kind of what made my sister turn into even more of a snobby person. I really wish her husband would do something about the way she acts.
Well, some people don't realize that others' behaviors are rude. Some even like the way their partners act, even if it's not popular with anyone else. It's just up to how everyone views that person, and whether it's really worth doing anything about it or not. If they are happy the way things are, then I guess they can stay that way. And the same goes for us, so we should just focus on ourselves more than others.
That's true. But if anytime soon my sister tries to do anything horrible to us, I'm not going to hold back, and I will make sure she never comes around us again. So don't worry about her, all right?
You've got some fighting spirit there. But I'm sure that's backed up with years and years of hate between the two of you.
Of course it is.
Today, we've decided we're not coming after all. I know you only wanted us there to get some money from us, so we're canceling. We don't even have the money that you're looking for anyway, because it's not for beggars like you.
Oh, is that so? Well, we weren't expecting anything from you and your husband anyway. Whether you still come here or not, later on I'll have to talk with you then.
Huh? What? Are you upset now? You're making me start to laugh again. Let me tell you that no matter what you have to say, I'm not coming. And actually, I'm going to make sure to cut ties to both you and that moneyless, dirty old farmer husband of yours.
Well then, you better not come today. It'll be a whole lot better for everyone else here by not having you come.
I'm never coming, you low-life slug. I'm going to make sure you regret ever marrying such a thing as your husband.
I'll talk with you later about things, and after that we never have to see each other again.
Hey, I never heard about this. Hey, you pick up your phone right now. Right now my husband's company CEO is pissed at the both of us. Oh, what the heck is going on here? I never knew about any of this.
Oh, is that so? He's mad at the both of you now? I had to tell him everything about you, so there is no other way but to hear from him now. What? Could you be outside the wedding right now throwing a fit? Did you rush all the way over here thinking you could get in?
After hearing from him how angry he was, we had to come. Why the heck is my husband's CEO here right now at your wedding?
Well, that's because he's a customer of my husband. However, it seems you never seemed to understand anything about my husband, did you? His family isn't filled with your average, everyday farmers like you might have thought.
You're telling me that they will all grow produce to supply food manufacturers?
Well, you can probably see that now, right? And there are plenty of other high-up people here right now at my wedding.
You're lying. Farmers could never have that kind of money, right?
Well, it's not all about the money when it comes to him and his family. I wouldn't call them rich or anything, but they do have a lot of assets like land and machinery.
Also, what is this? Why are you guys having your wedding at such a huge venue? Did you have to sell your souls to afford a place as magnificent as this?
Well, you could say that, I suppose. I mean, this wedding is costing us over $200,000 right now.
Your wedding cost $200,000? Don't you think you just put in an extra zero on that or something?
Nope. This wedding literally cost $200,000 for us.
What do you mean then by his family not being rich? No matter how you look at it, a wedding like that is only meant for the rich.
Well, to your average person, I suppose so.
Why the heck is someone like you ended up getting married to a man with that much money? There's no way he should be with a loser like you.
Wait, you were the one just talking trash about him and I. Yet now, after hearing that he really does have money, you're going to be even more mean to me? It's embarrassing to see someone as mindless as you spewing out some of the most stupid crap. So could you stop that?
Shut it! Shut up, you freaking witch! If this was the reality of your situation, then you should have told me that before. I would have really liked to have my husband and I there in order to show him around to all the high-up people. Yet now him and I are having to be chewed out by his CEO.
Well, you made that choice yourselves. And since you both didn't want to come, I had to talk about you myself. I mean, the CEO wanted to know why you guys didn't show up, even though your name was on both of your seats. So I explained the reason why as well.
What did you end up telling him? You didn't seriously say something wrong about us, right?
Something wrong about you guys? I only told him the facts and that was all. So you can relax, all right? I said to him that my older sister seems to think that all farmers and those related to them are dirty and poor, and that you canceled 3 minutes before the start of the wedding for those reasons. And that's all I said to him as the explanation.
What the hell are you doing, you freak? You just made me look like some kind of jerk to him. Now my husband's CEO is going to think of me in the worst way possible. You knew he was my husband's CEO, right?
Yeah, I knew that. Although I only just learned about who he was recently. I heard about him from Mom. I had thought you and your husband would be here today to talk with him, but you both ended up canceling last minute. And you made yourself look like the jerk by treating my husband and I like trash, right?
I'm not playing around anymore. Had I known about all these people coming to your wedding, I would have never canceled.
I was never hiding any of this from you, though. And this was all written down in the pamphlets we handed out before the wedding. But you didn't come, so you never got a pamphlet. So in other words, this is what you get for being a real jerk.
I'm saying you had just told me when I first started talking about this stuff, things would have been better for us. You could have said that the CEO of the company my husband works for is going to be there.
Huh? Why would I say that? Why would I give a crap about you when you and I have never gotten along well? Did you want me telling you that just to make you and your husband look good at my wedding today? You thought I'd actually take time out of my life to tell you something as simple as that?
All you had to do was tell me. And even before today, you and I had talked with one another, right?
Oh, you mean when you texted me wanting to make fun of my soon-to-be husband and I then? You never wanted to listen to me, other than to hear me cry about you looking down on us. You were only really talking to me to burn some of your free time, right?
I'm sure that was the case then, but you could have still told me about your husband then.
Are you going to keep trying to make excuses up for yourself? Because my excuse for never telling you then is that I didn't have an idea of who I was coming to the wedding yet. Also, the one time you did text me to ask about the wedding in more detail, the moment I started to talk about what would be happening, you said you had to go because it was your time to drink, right?
Well, I'm sure I did say something like that. But this wedding is a very huge deal for my husband, all right? If we could have made things go well for us today, we would have had a real chance at a major promotion.
I'm sure that's all you wanted today, but you've done quite the opposite now by showing just how horrible of a person you are. If anything, this is going to make it even harder for him to get promoted now, right? Oh well.
Oh well, then all of that will be your fault if he never gets promoted.
Please, don't blame others for your lack of being a good person. My husband and I had invited you to our wedding and everything. The ones that were so happy to cancel last minute were you guys, right? So what else was there for us to do?
Why is this happening to me? Well, I'm here now to find a CEO and go apologize to him. So open these doors for me right now.
No. Actually, I've had the security guard call the police for you. So just hang tight and wait for them to come and arrest you.
Huh? What are you talking about? Why would you call the police? Now you've really gone and taken things too far. I get that I've been making a scene out here, but that's not against the law, is it?
This isn't about what you're doing right now. This is about taking care of the 2 people that committed arson.
What? Arson? What are you talking about?
Ah, so you both never realized that. Well, I think you'd better confess about what you were doing the other day.
Huh? What the heck are you going on about? What is this about?
I'm not sure the reasoning behind it, but both you and your husband came looking for my house, right?
Huh? How do you know that? We were both just trying to be quiet when we came over. Ah, that's it. You were living in that crappy little hut. After seeing a place like that, we both knew that you were going to marry a disgusting farmer.
And that little hut that both you and your husband saw was just that, a hut. It wasn't a place where my husband and I stay, but rather an abandoned little shed that used to store some things in it. I'm sure that it was really starting to show its age and all, but...
What? Wait. Huh? Just a shed? But that was a pretty big shed.
That's just one of the sheds that are now abandoned throughout my husband's land. The house that we're both living in is about 10 times the size of that shed, and it's farther away from that shed than you might think.
Are you being serious right now? So you're telling me that we never came close to your actual house then?
That's right. So now, back to the problem here. You had both been standing near it, and then threw one of your cigarette butts on the ground near it without stomping the ember out. And then, soon after that, a fire started. But you knew about that, right?
Are you kidding? I never knew that.
Well, because of that cigarette butt, you burned one of our abandoned sheds down. Well, it wasn't totally abandoned, as there were still some useful things in it. Now you're going to have to pay for all that damage and the lost properties. And after adding all the damages up, you both owe $300,000. You're going to have to pay that off. And you both will, right?
Huh? Wait, no way. Also, why do you guys think that it was my husband and I that did it?
Well, because we have cameras all over the property. And after the police and fire department did their investigation, they found the remains of a burnt-up cigarette butt. But of course, the full investigation wasn't completed until last night. So ever since then, I've been thinking about having the police come while you were both here at my wedding.
I'm not joking. I will kill you if you have the police take us away.
You will? Well, then that's another thing I can tell the police then.
I won't let them catch me then.
Oh, now you plan on running. So you're going to try and run, and if they catch you, you'll kill me? But I didn't even do anything wrong. I never said for you to burn down that shed, and I never asked for you to come back to my wedding today after canceling. I've just been here enjoying my wedding.
What? The police are here! Wait! Are they really going to take us away? Please, I'll apologize for everything. Do something about this. I'm your family, Olivia.
Well, you both did burn down a building, and you also said you were cutting ties to me. Also, you happen to look down on both my husband and I, calling us poor and stupid. Are we really going to be the poor ones after you and your husband have to pay $300,000? I'm sure your husband's also going to lose his job, so this might just be it for the two of you. After that, the police came and arrested both my sister and her husband, which led to the start of the end of both their amazing lives. Vicky was really going to try and make a run for it, but she couldn't get as far as she was in her high heels, and her husband just sat there next to the front door waiting patiently for his demise. Vicky's husband ended up being fired after that, and Vicky never had a job to begin with, so in order to pay everything off, they had to sell their home. And with no place left to go to, and no jobs of their own anymore, my husband's parents decided to hire them to come work on one of their plantations. So because of my husband's parents' generosity, those two are now working every single day, making money to pay for their small little apartment, and doing so under the scorching hot sun. I hear they've both even gotten some really nice tans now because of it, so they should see that as a win, never needing to go to a tanning salon ever again. Anyway, I'm sure they never saw themselves ending up in the very place they made fun of so much, but now that they're working on a farm, it might just help them to realize both the importance of farming and that you can make lots of money off it. As for my husband and I, after the wedding, we took a honeymoon out to the Florida Keys to try and relax a bit after what had happened. And when we go back home, we've planned to take that old burnt down shed and throw up some greenhouses there for me to start growing lots more tropical plants that I've always dreamed of having. Using the money from Vicky and her husband, of course. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.